Hey, it's been a while. Yeah, I've been busy. See, what's happened? I got a new car, got a new lens, hired a new employee, took a whole bunch of headshots, and I went on a really cool vacation, which I filmed all of. I wanted to make a short video today about some of the wardrobe-related mistakes that I see made all the time in headshot photography. Just a few things to check before you actually start pushing the shutter button and capturing those images. Things that if you don't do them will drive you crazy later on trying to fix them. Now, but before we get started, let me remind you that I have a weekly photography-ish podcast called Photobomb that I co-host with my good friend Booray Perry, and it's available anywhere podcasts are found. I'll put a link in the description and a link to his YouTube channel as well. Now, let's get into it. Now, the first tip I want to talk about is the jacket. Now, in most professional headshots, there is going to be a jacket, and so I like to button it. I am a pro jacket buttoner headshot photographer. I think that even though you're not really photographing part of the body where you will see the button area, it even makes the parts that you can see sit a little bit better. Jackets are meant to be buttoned when standing. Now, obviously, there are plenty of exceptions and places to not do that. But if you're just doing a bog standard, cut and dry professional headshot with a jacket and tie on, button that jacket. But the top button at least should be buttoned to make sure that all sits well. Now, if you're talking about ladies attire, ladies professional attire, you're going to get a totally different situation because they are built with a lot of extra room in the top for the bust. And so if those jackets aren't buttoned, they can often just look like a mess. And what really works well is for that jacket to be buttoned so that you can see a little bit of the background between the arm and the body, and that can be very, very slimming. Otherwise, you just get sort of like a big wrinkly mess. Now, you don't often get to choose what clothes your clients bring into a session. In fact, sometimes they bring stuff that doesn't fit particularly well, but you do have control over that, especially since we're only photographing this area right here. It's pretty easy to use a couple of soft clamps to tighten up those clothes to make sure that everything fits better. Number two, I want to talk about the necktie. One of my greatest pet peeves is when the knot of the necktie doesn't cover the neck button. Make sure that the neck button on that shirt is buttoned and that the knot is neat, the line of the tie straight down the gig line on the front of the shirt, and the knot all the way up, covering up that button. It just drives me nuts, and I think it just looks really sloppy. You can fix it in Photoshop, but it's just easier to do it right there in the camera. Now, the third thing is another jacket-related wardrobe mistake. You want to make sure that the lapel of the jacket is resting on the collar of the shirt without a big gap in between. If you've got a gap there, it's going to look like that person is just wearing their dad's oversized jacket. It looks like a mess. Just tug down on those lapels and make sure that rests nicely, and it's going to make the shot look a whole lot better. And finally, number four is related again to the color of the shirt and the jacket. Now, this absolutely just drives me crazy in a headshot if you see that the color of the shirt isn't placed right with the lapel. Now, my personal preference is to have the collar of the shirt gently underneath the lapel, but some people put it over. I guess that's okay if you're Leisure Suit Larry or whatever, but it's fine, like to each their own. As long as it's the same on both sides. Make sure that that collar looks tight all the way around. Make sure that it's even and symmetrical, and your pictures are just gonna turn out a whole lot better. Now, let me take just a second to remind you to like this video, to subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. We are closing in on 2,000 subscribers at this point, and I'm really excited about that. So thank you everybody who's hanging in here with me as I build the channel. I have a ton of more content coming, including reviews on new lenses. I've got some great grip equipment here in the studio I'm going to talk about, and I'm in the process of filming a video about my workflow process shooting individual headshots in the studio, and I can't wait for you to check that out. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.